What's so funny, TSM?
Yeah. Tune in with April Showers on YouTube. Hey. Talk about it, be about it. Tune in with April Showers. Hit that like, that, share, subscribe. Then let's make Miss April ours. Talk about it, be about it. Tune in with April Showers. Hit that like, that, share, subscribe. Then let's make Miss April ours. Talk about it, be about it. Tune in with April Showers. Hit that like, that, share, subscribe. Then let's make Miss April ours. Talk about it, be about it. Tune in with April Showers. Hit that like, that, share, subscribe. And let's make Miss April ours. You know that she in the better thing. She in the better thing. She do a little bit of everything. You know that she in the better thing. She in the better thing. She do a little bit of everything.
Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing this fine late night, early morning? Yesterday, Rob was found guilty of 6 of 13 charges in the Chicago federal case. The 2 other people walked away. I accept the verdict. I have no other choice. But what is accomplished with them just placing Rob? All the people that enabled, all the people that saw, all the parents. Everybody should be sitting in jail right along with them. This does not send a message. Everybody involved should have been arrested and charged. I hope everybody that was advocating for him to go to jail, prison, I hope that you will go file reports on people that have violated you or a family friend. So we need the same energy that everyone had for Rob to be for family members, preachers, friends, cousins, everything. Trust the process. Hopefully, an appeal will be. That's it. That's all. Hey, together we break the chain. I'm going to put this link up if anybody wants to come join the panel. But with only him being arrested, only him going down does not send a message. If you are trying to stop this type of behavior that's going on in our communities, families, we have to start by holding everyone accountable. Everyone accountable. So I pray for everybody involved in this whole Ira SK saga. I pray for all involved and hope people can heal. And hold on. Hey, Robert Keller, how are you doing?
What's going on, Miss April?
Oh, nothing. I was just coming up, just saying, Rob was, you know, found guilty of 6 of the 13 charges. The other 2 people walked away, and they got robbed. But does this really send a message with just him going down? What are your thoughts on that, Keller? Does this send a message?
I think it's sending a message to a lot of people that's in his field, in the entertainment industry, um, to hopefully get their shit together. You know, we had a different era that a lot of these things are no longer being swept under the rug. You have people coming forward. Unfortunately, they couldn't get everybody. I believe that the evidence was stronger for R. Kelly, um, and it wasn't strong enough for his co-defendants. Um, like I said, we would have liked to get everybody, but it wasn't proven beyond a shadow of a doubt, and that's what's required. But hopefully, this is an eye opener for everybody in the industry, like him, to you know not be another R. Kelly.
Right. And this should send a message to all of those people out there that's, you know, the Philly uncles, cousins, preachers, everybody. Know that in the state of Illinois, there are no statutes of limitations. So people can come back
It's not
and,
just Illinois; it's several other states that adopt the same
yes,
statute. So
yes,
it's not just
several other
Illinois.
states, because some people that have been traumatized, there is no length of when, there's no time frame when they are ready to
Right,
call out the person that abused them.
right.
Yeah.
You have people that still to this day haven't said anything. Uh, it takes time, and everybody is different. So nobody's safe because you could have done something to someone 30 years ago, and hey, unfortunately, it can come back and haunt your ass.
Mhm. So, do you think he would be able to get some appeals?
I don't know. I can't think of no way he can appeal those tapes. Those tapes did him in. So I don't see it. I don't see it. The evidence is like I said, was very strong against him, and not as strong with his co-defendants. So honestly, I don't see him getting around those tapes.
Um, everyone in the audience or anybody that's listening, do not record things that you are doing illegally. Do not record them. Do not record. That's everybody should learn from this case. This case,
Ain't
if
nothing
nothing
wrong.
else.
Right, like key word illegally. Now you can record some stuff, but you better make sure it's legal.
Yeah, yeah. Do not record yourself. Yeah,
Right. He pretty much created his own discovery.
yeah, yeah. So, me personally, I don't feel like there was a strong enough message sent because I think everybody that enabled, they should have rounded them all up. And hopefully, maybe they will come
Well,
for them. But
if you go back, it was always about getting R. Kelly. Even if you go back to New York, they gave Demetrius Smith immunity, so it was always about getting the big fish. He they took an L in '08, and they don't like taking L's. So that's who they had in their sights, and that's why you've seen so many people get immunity because that's who they really wanted. It was R. Kelly.
yeah, so really, they didn't care about nothing else but
I mean,
getting
they
him.
did attempt though. I can't say that they did attempt to get the co-defendants. They did attempt, but you got to keep
Yeah,
in mind that it's elements that they have to prove. So even though they know all these people helped him, is it outside of the statute? Because this happened a long time ago. So is it outside of the statute of limitation? And do they have enough evidence to prove each element? Uh, and that may be a challenge for them. R. Kelly is a little bit different because there's no statute of limitation when involving minors. Um, so anybody else who didn't sexually assault the minors but assisted him, it may be harder for them because of statute of limitation purposes and also because of evidence. It is a lot easier said than done,
yeah,
but they
and
did
all
attempt.
those.
They attempted.
Hey, Madam Oracle. Yeah,
And McDavid, I think McDavid needs to be careful because,
right.
like,
He needs to watch his behind.
hopefully he don't do what R. Kelly did and you know dodge a bullet and think he's God. So hopefully McDavid, he has some very good attorneys. He dodged a bullet. He needs to thank God and sit his ass down. I don't know what type of prayer he was praying, but it was answered. Uh, uh so I mean the verdict is the verdict, although I may not agree with it 100%. But it is what it is. I have to accept it.
Welcome, Madam Oracle and Cheryl Slade. R. Kelly was found guilty for the second time. In the first time was in New York,
New York,
and
right?
this time in Chicago,
Right.
and he was found guilty of 6 of the 13 charges. And we're just talking a little bit about the case, the outcome, and just trying to get a feel of how people are feeling. Yeah. So, you know, uh, God humbles people sometimes, you
Yeah,
know, and
I look at it that everything happened was God's will.
yeah. Um, I also was like, wow. To me, it would have been nice. I wish he would have got up and and just said he know his behavior in the past wasn't right, can he be allowed to get a second chance, plead the mercy of
I
the
mean,
court?
that's something that he can do uh, during his sentencing, and hopefully the judge will be lenient towards him. But I don't think that will work for his his verdict, but definitely could impact his sentencing.
Yeah,
So it's not too late for that.
yeah. So yeah, it's awful. It's awful. I mean, just the way he was raised, the things that was done to him. Um. So yeah, wow. So sentencing will be when Lennon Weber decides the
It's
date
normally
of.
90 days after the verdict. I will have to look at the dockets. I don't know if it was announced in court today. I'll have to look at the dockets and see when it's sentencing. But they have to do all the post conviction motions and all that stuff first. Um, and then the sentence will come after that.
Mm. Okay, so it'll be another pre-sentencing report like it
All
was
that,
in
yeah,
New York,
exactly. So
and
that's formality. So they have to go through all that first.
yeah, because in his New York sentencing report, he
It's going to
did state.
impact his New York sentencing is going to impact his sentencing for Chicago because he is now considered a felon now. So he will be judged on a higher scale. So
Penelope Russell is asking how much time can he get?
the minimum. It's not looking good. Um, if I send it to you, can you share it if I send this to you, or do we?
Uh-huh.
Okay,
I'm
let me
on my phone.
say that again.
I'm on my phone.
So how can you put something on the screen if I send it to you?
Yeah, because it'll pop up. I'll have to add you.
Okay, let me send you this. Give me 1 second so we can see. It's not looking good for him, even with these 6 counts. For you. Um,
I'm doing okay. Um, Boo, I've had some hard pills to swallow, but like I said, innocent or guilty.
okay, so just emailed it to you, and once you get it, put it on the screen. I'm sorry, I didn't email it to you. I texted to you and to your phone. There you go. There you go. So if you can put both of those up.
Lord have mercy, my phone just really going off.
I only sent 2 of them.
I know, but those were other
Oh, okay.
text messages. Okay, so is the first part starting off with any violation, or do I
uh,
start with the coercion first?
it don't matter because those are 2 he got charged on. So you can put either one of them up. Well, he got charged with. He got 3 counts of each one of those. So
Hold on, everybody.
Might have to save it to your phone first.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. And it's not letting me add a background.
If you hold it down, you can hit save attachment. Yeah, hold
Hey,
it down.
anointed prayers.
Hold
It's
it
not
down.
letting me do this.
Hold it down and hit save attachment.
Hold on.
If not, I can just read it. It's not a big deal.
Wait a minute. What is it? Yeah, read it, because it's not letting me do this.
All right.
Hello, everybody. We are, hey, anointed prayers.
All right.
Mr.
All right.
Keller's going to read what his charges was today.
So he got
Okay.
3 counts. He got 3 counts of child pornography. And those 3 counts, he will face a minimum of 15 to 30 years per count. So he got 3 of those. That's 45 years for the child pornography charge. Then he have 3 counts of um, persuade, entice, induce, coerce, and engage in prostitution of an underage of a person under the age of 18. That also carries a penalty of 15 years. He got 3 counts. We're looking at a minimum of 90 years. The judge could do it consecutively, or he can do it concurrently. If you do it concurrently, that's going to probably bring that down to 30 years. That's going to bring it down to 45 years. I'm sorry. If you do it concurrently, if you do it consecutively, we're looking at least 90 years plus. Like I said, the problem is he is considered a felon now. So there's a good chance he's not going to. It's a good chance he's going to give him more than the minimum because he's a felon. He's not a first timer like he was in New York. So yeah, we're looking at 90 years, and at this point, even with New York, that alone is probably a life sentence. So yeah, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, and it's messed up because at this point of his career and age, he should be sitting back enjoying the fruits of his labor. I feel like to some extent, like all his hard work kind of went in vain.
Yeah.
Although we can't really mute him. His music is always going to be here, but he's not reaping the benefits of it. His streaming music is going to go towards his restitution that he have to pay. And then the other portion is going to go to Sony.
Yeah. Yeah, Taboo. That's how I said innocent or guilty. I was still going to stand by him. Penelope Russell, no. She said so. He'd never get out of jail. Hey, West Coast Bill.
Unless he break out. Well, you know what? It's crazy because it's been times where people like him who should have died in jail have gotten out. I think California a couple years ago released all type of people. The jails was overcrowded, then they had the pandemic, and they was releasing people. So it could be something like that that can. Well, I think he needs to humble himself, get right with God, apologize, and repent, and maybe some things could start working in his favor.
Yeah, I agree. Love, forgive, and redemption. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Let me put the comments up. Hold on.
Yeah, anointed prayers. They making a huge example of R. Kelly, Epstein, Bill Cosby, and like I said, we in a different era. He should have did like what's that guy name who owned Def Jam, Miss April?
Oh, Russell Simmons.
Yeah, he should have
Yeah.
did like Russell Simmons. As soon as Russell Simmons heard an inkling of that, he got the hell up out of here.
Yeah, he went to Fiji. Yeah. Because it's their world. Um, but we still have to come to terms that, Rashonda got on that stand and said that she had been with him since 14. And
Mhm.
then he stated that he did marry Aaliyah.
Well, that was New
And you're
York. That
right.
really didn't have nothing to do with this case.
Yeah, yeah. And so, yeah, it's so sad.
And
This whole story.
I hear Lennon Weber is the judge that really stick it to you. So uh, it's not looking good. Not
Hey,
looking
she,
good.
yeah. So if Lennon Weather can sentence him up to 90 years,
The minimum is 90. He can do more,
the
but he's going to get at least 90. But like I said, he can do it concurrently, and that 90 to go down to 45. But that's even that alone, even 45 is like, damn.
wow.
I mean, any sentence right now, you can give him 10 years, and that's a life sentence. But it's just, to hear anything over 60, just to hear that, it's like, God damn. But even though 10 by itself, he's not going to come out. If he just give him 10 years on top of New York, 10 years on top of New York, he's not going to come out ever. But, and that's sufficient. That's equivalent to a life sentence. So, but like I said, just hear, like, okay, you're going to be sentenced to 90 years or 100 years, and you hearing this in your 50s, it's just kind of like having to buckle your knees a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think R. Kelly will come to the terms of what it is, or the reality of the situation. Um, this is second sentencing, so it's like he been there. He know what's to come, and I think he. I don't think. I think he knows what's expected,
Yeah.
or the possibilities that Leonard Weather may give him.
Well, the Me Too movement, once they got started, I mean, it was not hard for them to target R. Kelly since the rumors had always been on the streets that he was with underage girls. And then, you know, he beat that case in 2008. And you know, them people wasn't happy with him beating that first case.
and,
So
and that
they've been watching.
and that right there is why McDavid and Brown need to be careful on how they move.
Yeah. Yeah, they should become law abiding citizens. Yeah. To walk away, to, you know, escape something as big as what they were facing. Yeah. They need to really change their life and thank God or whatever higher power they believe in. I wonder if they'll go visit Rob. Yeah. Yeah. So will there be a state case?
I don't know. Good question. Because Cook County, got charges in Cook County, so I don't know. I think at this point it's just overkill. To be honest with
Right.
you.
Because, you know, the taxpayers,
I mean, they
you
spent
know,
money on it. They spent money on it. So do they let all this money go to waste?
yeah. So, but I'm saying for the state case, why even do that when he already has these two cases that he's already been found guilty of?
I agree.
That's a waste.
I
That's a
agree.
waste of taxpayers' dollars. Now
They
that
may
would be
they may do
overkill.
it. They may do it for the appeal. Maybe they may do it just in case he get a break with the appeal, so that can be their little safety net for appeal. Because now he got to appeal New York, and now he going to appeal Chicago or Illinois. I mean, then if Cook County happened, if he found guilty with that, he's going to have to appeal Cook County, and then you still have Minnesota as well. If he's found guilty with that, he's gonna have to appeal that. And keep in mind, these appeals are a lengthy process. They take at least 2 years, you know, for them to be determined whether they're gonna be looked at or not.
Yeah. Yeah, they made an example, and they waited. I feel like after that first case that they were really on him. The government followed the money, and
Yeah, the first cases, I think the prosecutors really had had their ducks in a row. This Illinois case, not really. And I was shocked because I thought it would be the other way around.
yeah, and so did Rashonda's mother? Did she say she was okay with him, with her daughter being with him at such a
Never,
young age?
never said that. Never
Okay,
said that.
all right,
That was something Bozane doing there.
yeah. Yeah.
Well,
So everybody are talking about the clips that they showed. Could you explain to people, the video clips how they showed them? Because
I couldn't listen to it. I couldn't listen to it. When they played the audio. Wait, what clips you talking about?
like the video
Okay, all right,
clips
all
that
right.
they played in the
So
courtroom.
I was when I was there that day when they played the audio when they played those tapes. So they let they let us just listen to the audio. The the juror was able to look at the audio and video. So for me, when I heard him, like, it's one thing like hearing her, but when I heard his voice telling her, what to do, how to do it, and give me this 14-year-old, but JJ, I couldn't. I had to get up out of there. I felt like it was torture. It just made me sick at the stomach, and I had to leave. So I only heard 5 minutes of it. However, like I said, the jury heard damn near 45 minutes of it,
Oh,
and that's a lot. That's a lot, and that's like I said. That's why. That's why. I think he won't win on no appeal because it's going to be hard to get it off around them tapes. And that wasn't even the whole thing. At that, they heard 45 minutes, and that was snippets. That was snippets. That wasn't even all. That wasn't even the whole thing. So, but yeah, I couldn't listen to everything. It made me sick at the stomach. I heard 5 minutes of it, and I had to leave. But once I heard his
yeah,
voice,
Cheryl Slaves. He put a nail in his own coffin. You know,
once I heard
with
his voice, I was like, "You fucked up," because his voice is very distinct. Like I said, it's one thing hearing her voice, but when you hear his voice, you're like, that's him. And I was like,
Ty
this.
Blue said, "Oh my God, I probably would have started crying, just sickening. That's why the lady had to leave. That's a lot. Yeah, everybody,
It
can't
did,
do anything. Yeah,
especially females, because they probably, females is more emotional, and she probably pictured her daughter or something. So it's harder for females, in my opinion, to endure that.
Daniel Pierce said, "You listen to the audio. I saw the actual tape. The girl was clearly underage, and it was clearly R. Kelly. He will lose on appeal. I never
Or
saw the tapes.
well, we talking about different tapes. I'm not talking about the tapes that was circulating on the internet. We ain't talking about them. These are different tapes. So you saw the ones I saw that one too. The one for his that was circulating the internet for his '08 trial. I saw that one too. But these were different tapes.
Yeah.
These weren't the same ones. But yeah, in any event, he will lose an appeal.
Again, don't record yourself doing something illegal. Oh, Tybu says, and he has a voice that's
Oh
easy to
man. Oh
identify.
my God. When you hear his voice, yes, it's so distinctive. So it's like when you hear his voice and you sitting up here and you listening to him telling her all this stuff, directing her and all this shit. I was like, oh my God, I gotta get up out of here.
So yeah, so even though he did that to her, they still remain friends. You
And
know,
she was in love. She was in love.
yeah,
Probably still is.
because he is a good person, the person that I know. Yeah,
I mean, I look at him different now. You know, now that I heard that tape, I kind of look at him in a different light now.
yeah. Tybu says she was in love and she never met him. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
So imagine, you got a lot of people that got a lot of love for him that didn't never met him. So imagine if you're in a relationship with him.
yeah. Wow. So I understand now, like if somebody gets murdered, they only have one charge, and that's of murder. But with
Um,
him,
it could be more than one. It just depends on what it can be first degree murder. It can be active. It can be battery. It can be multiple. It just depends.
Anointed Prayer says black men need to realize that no matter how much fame and money they have, they should never do anything against the law. It's not worth it. The very people you trust in this digital age will burn you.
Well, he burnt himself by recording his illegal acts. He can't blame nobody but himself. Nobody put that tape in and hit that record button except for him. And then he kept it.
And then all the money that they were willing to pay to try to get that tape back. Yeah, that was crazy in itself. You know, hearing all of that mess. So yeah, it's been one. Boy, I tell you, it's been something else. Yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
I agree.
So do you think that he was treated unfairly? Like there was an injustice against him at all?
Mm-mm. I don't. I don't. I don't. He it was 13 counts, and out of the 13, he was found convicted on 6. He wasn't found convicted on all of them.
Huh?
Now, if they would have, if McDavid and Brown would have got off of those charges, and they turned around and charged R. Kelly too, then I would say that's unfair. But these charges that stuck is mainly these tapes. So no,
Yeah.
I don't. The charges that actually stuck was these tapes. The tape that they
And
didn't
people
have
need to realize that is the tapes. Once the jury sees those tapes,
can't unsee that. But yeah, his charges was related to the minors. These minors. He didn't get the conspiracy. He didn't get the obstruction charge. But when it came down to these minors, that's what stuck.
yeah, Taboo, there's a lot of people, that's just disappointed that he recorded himself. You know, a lot of people are disappointed that he never got the help that he should have sought out, to get some type of help. Yeah. And so this should be a learning lesson um, for people.
Yeah.
There's no
'Cause,
statute of limitation. And
'cause Ti barely escaped. They had sights on him too. Ti and
yeah,
Tiny.
yeah, yeah. Well, that was crazy because they never even saw the people. The people never saw them. They had to take a pill before they could see them. I'm like, who in the hell does that? Yeah, they had to take a pill like they was in the Matrix. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, T.I., yeah, he should never get in trouble again. He ought to be thanking God. Because one thing for sure, once you beat the government,
They got their
they
sights on
coming
you.
back for you. So
See what happened with OJ.
yeah. Hmm. Yeah. They're
And they're
gonna
waiting.
come
They
for
patient.
you.
They patient too. They're waiting. They'll take however long as it take. You look up and 10, 15 years that went by. You think you in the clear? Nope.
Mhm.
Nothing.
Hey, Cook and Grow. Yeah. So no, no, no. Once once the good Lord spares you one time, that one time should be enough to scare you to death. And you know, we've all done something that we're all ashamed of.
Yeah.
But when you escape not going to prison or jail, that's when you should, change your life around. But we can preach all day because some people they don't want to listen. Yeah.
How you feel? You think it was fair?
Yeah, well, I just think everybody should be sitting in jail with him.
Right.
You know, uh, like if we're trying to stop this type of behavior, to me, this didn't send any
Okay,
type
but
of message.
that's not the prosecutor's fault, though. The jurors decided the fate of who was going to be sitting in jail with them. Prosecutors, brought brought their case towards them and attempted to get him prosecuted, but the jurors was the ones who decided that they was going to walk.
Yeah, anointed prayers. There was you're right. So many people knew about the underage girls and sat on the sidelines until things leaked out. Yeah, because anybody that lived in Chicago, the word was on the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, I wanted a great big message. If they would have picked up everybody to scare enough people, uh, even some parents or enablers.
I think the
But
government. I think the government just dropped the ball. Um, I think they should have had Hankerson um, ready to go. They tried to call him as a rebuttal witness. I don't think they should have called him as a rebuttal witness. They should have had him already ready as a regular witness. And
who is that?
if you're going to call him as a rebuttal witness, have him already there on standby just in case. I believe they should have called they should have called Demetrius back up there. Uh, and I think those two witnesses alone, would have made their conspiracy case that much stronger.
Yeah. And Demetrius
Sparkle
Smith.
Sparkle should have been up there. Drea should have been up there as a witness.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
You're right, anointed prayers.
they tried at the last minute to bring Hankerson on there, and the judge was like, "Well, if you can't get him on today, then We're gonna move on. So I think the government dropped the ball. And then they had Brittany that never came on the stand. You know, how you gonna charge somebody with something, and you don't even and the victim don't even come on the stand? They already saw how that played out in '08 when the victim don't take the stand. So I think they dropped the. I don't know what happened with that. They did it. They questioned him about that. As far as why did Brittany didn't take the stand, and they said they're not going to answer that question. They
Yeah.
ain't get into it.
The nose of Stanton said Brittany couldn't testify because she was doing a TikTok challenge. Oh, girl, we don't. Lenny Beeson says he's guilty and he's getting another 60 plus years added to the 30 he's already serving. Yeah, you got some that's like lock them up, throw away the key. And yeah. So
I mean, hey, I look at it like this, man. Everybody needs to be held according to they be held responsible for their actions. You can't just be, if you made your bed and lie in it,
yeah.
So that's what happened with him. I don't see nothing being set up. I think he is getting held responsible for his actions. You know right from wrong.
Yeah. Well, I still believe his story isn't going to end like this. His story is going to end good. I don't know what it's going to be, what's going to happen, but
Mm-hmm.
I hope so because this is awful to leave this type of legacy. Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny because I was watching. I don't really believe in these type of people, but I was watching a psychic when he first got indicted, and this was scary because she predicted everything. In hindsight, thinking about it, even down to the pandemic. She even predicted the pandemic.
What?
Yes, she even predicted the pandemic. She said it's going to be delayed. She said his court is going to be delayed because it's going to be something that's going to happen that's going to affect the whole world. It's going to be a pandemic that's going to happen that's going to affect the whole world. And this is before COVID. She predicted this before COVID. I'm going to find it and send it to you. It's going to blow your mind.
Yeah, please do. I watch Isabel Minton. I watch her. She does pretty good readings. Hey, Chi-Town Finest, how you doing? Chi-Town, it was a sad day for us.
Click this link, chat time. Come on up here.
Yeah, let me put the. Yeah.
I want to know your opinion because you was up there.
Yeah, come on, give us your opinion. I put the link up there. Taboo said he's been held responsible for his actions, but I still will continue to pray for him and his mental health, and God saves him. I don't like how people are so hateful and mean. God forgives.
Yeah, they do.
Mm-hmm.
I think you need to get right with God. Like I said,
yeah.
At this point,
let me tell you now. Rob does believe in God and stuff. Cause he told my mother, God got you, he got us. So he does believe in God. Uh-huh.
You can believe in God and live outside His will, and just because you believe in God, I mean you walking in the footsteps of Him. So I think you need to get right with Him. You need to repent, apologize, And you never know what may happen after that. Like I said, maybe some things will start working in his favor. Anything can happen. I've seen murderers get released from jail that was on death row, that was doing a lifetime sentence just recently. Miss April read an article about it when it happened. They released thousands and thousands of prisoners that was doing murder. But
Yeah.
that had murder on their record
Hmm.
in California. So I mean, something like that can happen. You never know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Anything's possible. Somebody could get in office and pardon them. You know, the whole movement can change. See, the movement is believe the women, no matter what. It could be a shift in that. Uh,
Chatel, you ain't gonna click this link.
yeah, click the link.
It's all good.
But yeah, it was some hard pills to swallow. You know, he did admit to that he did marry Aaliyah. Oh, hold on. Hey, Chi-Town. Hello? Keller?
Yeah, I'm here.
Chi-Town?
She on mute.
If she's on mute, that means she probably got to come back.
Oh, okay.
Uh, okay, hold on. Hey!
Hey, can y'all hear me now?
Oh, yeah, we hear you
Yep,
now.
we can hear you.
Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
Mama D. Hey, Mr. Keller.
What up? What up? Well, how do you feel about everything?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I shed a few tears. I mean,
Ain't
I
nothing wrong
love,
with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
but I I am thankful. That he didn't get hit with all those charges. 7 of them was dropped or not guilty verdict. So I'm grateful for that. I thank God for that. And I predict Robert will be home by next September.
What? Why the appeal?
Yeah. Well,
How you
just
get
by
past the
some,
tapes?
listen, some of the charges that he beat yesterday already knocked
Conspiracy.
New York out the box. Y'all know that, right? Knocks
Well,
New
the
York
charges,
all the way out the box.
the
Because what
charges.
they charged him with in New York, he beat it here. Did y'all know
No,
that?
no. So the charges that he beat here was and obstruction and the conspiracy charges. He didn't have those charges in New York. In New York, he had RICO and the Mann Act.
Yeah, but they kind of like intertwine with one another. It's like if you got a good attorney like Bonjean, she gonna come back and she gonna work magic on that. I guarantee you.
No, they separate. They separate because the conspiracy was about for his Illinois case. The conspiracy was about conspiring to get the tapes back, to get the tapes back on child porn. That had nothing to do with New York. Nothing. New York, RICO was about what was that? I don't know. What's that when you falsify records? That shit. Falsifying records and shit like that. It's not the same. They're not the same. They're different.
Okay.
But how you get past the tapes? You said he can come home via the appeal. How you get past the tapes? Because that's
Because I
hardcore evidence.
really honestly believe that the time on it, if they give him, see, I can't really speak much on the federal guidelines.
Did you
I'm
hear
more
the? Did
familiar
you
with
hear
the
the?
state. Huh?
Did you hear the audio?
No, I
I thought
didn't.
you was there. I thought you was there that day.
I did, but see, like I'm at work right now, Mr. Keller. I work midnights.
Okay.
So throughout this whole trial only stayed the whole time twice because when I get home,
Okay.
it be like after 6 and I can't go to sleep till after 8 and I have to get up at 10 to get ready for work. So
Okay.
I was working off 2 hours of sleep, and at my job I have to be up and
I
alert.
thought I saw you in that damn courtroom when they was playing that tapes. This
I
morning I
probably
saw you in there.
left because see, I usually leave at lunchtime when they
Oh, they
say
did
go
play
to
it
lunch.
after
I
lunch.
usually don't
Yeah,
come back.
they did play it after lunch.
Okay, that's why I missed it.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was the day you was there
Yeah,
that we sat together
yeah,
when we sat in the same courtroom downstairs.
yeah. That's the day they
Oh,
played it. But yeah, they did play it after lunch.
okay. So now, even with that being said, Mr. Keller, I don't know the guidelines for federal, but for state, that carries 6 years.
So we just went over this. So he got a mandatory, it's a mandatory minimum for the first three charges.
Uh-huh.
That's a mandatory minimum of 15 years,
Okay.
15 to 30 years for the first three. And then the
Okay.
other three is also a minimum of 15 years. There's no
Damn.
range. It just says 15 years. But the first
So
three is
they
15 to
finna try
30.
to hit him with another 30.
They're going to hit them we're looking at 45 and 45. That's 90. Um, unless they do it, concurrently. If they do it concurrently, then we're looking at 45.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's over.
Anointed prayer says it's sad to say, but the powers that be are going to legalize a lot of activities that are considered disgusting and
Did y'all read about what goes into effect? I think on Monday.
What?
They're not going to detain you for robbery, burglary.
You know
Uh,
why? You know why?
right,
Because these jails is overcrowded. So we was
right.
just talking about that it's a possibility that he can be released because these jails is overcrowded. So you never know what may happen. In California, because it was overcrowded, they released thousands and thousands of prisoners. So,
Tybu said the New York case was filed. RICO and Mann Act was excessive but not appropriate charges. Daniel Parry says he will not get past the videotape.
Y'all know what? If he would have been found guilty back in '08, guess how much time he was gonna get, y'all?
how
About
much?
6 years. For real, about 6 years.
Well, that's different because Fed, you got to do
I know
85%
it's
of
on
your
the
time.
federal level now.
Right. State, you only do half your time. But Fed, you
Right,
got to
but,
do
but I'm saying in the
85%.
state carry different. See, like on the state level, statutory rape carry 1 to 3. Child pornography is 3 to 6. You see what I'm
Well,
saying?
he was considered the first time, no prior. So that's why.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
hey, he should have, man. Mm, I don't know. I don't know. You think they're gonna go forward with Cook County?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. I think the
That's
only
just
thing
overkill. That's
is
overkill.
I think this was a over after New York 30 years. I think everything a overkill after that.
This gonna really be overkill. They go Cook County.
Hmm.
Them doc has been
Hopefully they're going to let it go. But see, this is why I think they still gonna try him because this the case with Anita Carter on it. She actually the only one had a police report.
no. Jaronda had a police report.
Did she? I didn't know that.
Yeah, she had a police report.
Okay. Well,
You got Heather Williams. She's in that one. You got Lanita. You got Geronda, and you got Rashonda in that one too, with the
Right.
tapes again. With the tapes again.
That you're right. That's overkill. But I think they want to give. Uh, they. Well,
They,
I don't know if they'll do it, but they could remove Rashona. She done got her victory, so I
I
think
think
they want to give
Rashonda
these
and Geronda can be removed. To be honest with you.
right because
I
Rwanda
mean,
got hers in New York.
it's technically not double jeopardy because it's in a different what you call that jurisdiction,
Hmm.
but it's almost the same damn charge. Just in only thing that's
Exactly.
making it not a double jeopardy is because it's in a different jurisdiction.
Hmm.
Uh,
So I think they'll be
Sharif
bogus for
said,
that shit.
"Oh, uh, to, hey, together we break the chain." Yeah, when they were releasing them people, I know I did a show on that. And honey, yeah, they released a lot of people, including some murderers.
Yeah,
Mm.
thousands.
Daniel says the New York case will be reversed on appeal. I think anything dealing with Azriel, I think that's gonna get thrown out too in New York.
SVL
See,
case is valid.
the Safety Act goes into effect in Illinois on
Did y'all know?
January.
Did y'all remember when they said that when R. Kelly found out Azriel was 17, he
Right,
slapped her and sent her home?
right.
Do y'all know why he let her come back?
Um, so you can continue to have sex with her.
No. Mm-mm.
Why? Why?
Because Angelo actually was touching her before. And when
But
he
see,
got out of jail and her mama allowed him to come back to that house, she
do you?
pleaded to Rob that she couldn't be there. And Rob felt sorry for her and let her come back. So he let her come back to save her from her dad.
I never heard that before. It was my first time ever hearing that.
Yep. Today was my first time here. Well, yesterday was my
Yeah, you
first time.
can't believe everything you hear. Do you do anything? Do you have anything to support what you're saying?
No,
Okay,
I
well,
just
it's
heard it
hearsay.
from
Well,
her.
it's hearsay.
Yeah, it is. And a lot of this stuff is hearsay. A whole lot of this stuff is hearsay. Now, these cases, all except them tapes, everything else, the New York, all of this is hearsay. They ain't came with no DNA. They ain't came with nothing.
What
Not
they need
enough for no
DNA for?
conviction. Y'all know to get a conviction, it's more than somebody getting on the stand line.
I mean,
But they play
the
the
tapes ain't
tape
hearsay.
is what
I said, with the exception of the tapes. The tapes only go to one, well, two people, Lisa Van Allen and Rashona.
No, only
But
Rashonda. Lisa Van Allen,
okay,
they didn't charge her with. That was the fourth
right,
tape.
right. But I'm
They didn't
saying she
charge
was
her.
on the tapes. Is what I'm saying. She was on the tapes.
Right. The
All
threesome,
these
they didn't. He
all
didn't
these
get charged
other,
for that one though. He didn't get charged for that.
but everybody else is what I'm trying to say. It was hearsay. Hearsay. They had no proof of nothing.
What was
Everything
hearsay?
Tracy Sampson got up there and said was debunked. Everything.
Well, I think Susan Logan sabotaged her because Susan Logan's had incorrect dates, and as soon as Tracy realized those dates was incorrect, she filed a complaint against her immediately. And
Did that come
but
out in court?
yeah, it came out of court.
Okay.
They even had the complaint. They had the complaint and
Okay.
everything. So I
Well,
think Susan Logan's
it didn't help her.
it
Hey,
didn't help
check
her.
this out. Check this out. So Susan, uh, she was writing wrong ages in her report because she was doing a settlement
She
because
didn't
she
want
knew
him to go to jail. Like
it was criminal, right?
she
It
can't. She
was
needs to keep
the
it civil. She can't make nothing criminal for him because that's gonna mess up her money. So she'll do stuff to alter it so it won't be criminal and it just stays civil. And she ended up sabotaging Tracy case because of that.
Yeah. Mhm. There's a question up there. Somebody asking you. Hey, Kimoni.
Good question. Oh, so you believe AC or Angelo?
I
That's what they
think
mean. After knowing how her mother lied, when did her mother lie?
knowing how her mother lied as if she was 18.
I don't remember her mother lying. I remember her parents signing a permission slip. And last I checked, an 18-year-old don't need no permission slip. That's what I recall.
Well, she's saying, you know how those text messages came out
Oh man,
where
I
the
don't.
mother
I
told
need
her.
those text messages was never entered in. I look at those text messages. They don't. They want the text messages for me wasn't validated. I look at them text messages as them fake letters. I need more information with the text messages. I need more information. I don't have enough. But for me, I can't really validate those text messages. It was never entered, and I think they wasn't entered for a reason.
There go the link again, Chi-Town. Sharice says Susan took advantage of the victims in RK. I believe
Both,
she did too.
both, because she took advantage of R. Kelly money. Took advantage of
Yeah.
his money.
Well,
And
how many people did he settle with?
well, Jim DeRogatis called her and asked about do she know any minors, and she said hundreds of them, and hung the phone up. She laughed and said hundreds, and hung the phone up.
Susan Logan?
Jim DeRogatis called her to get information, and he asked her, "Do she know of any underage minors dealing with R. Kelly?" She laughed at him and she said, "Oh, it's hundreds of them," and hung the phone up.
Oh, wow. So she had to doctor up the paperwork so it wouldn't be
She had
criminal.
to keep him out of jail so she can keep getting his money,
Yeah,
and she prevented them from going civil because she can't afford for him to go to jail because it's going to stop her money.
that's
So
a
she was
damn.
doing straight civil lawsuits, strictly civil, because she get a percentage of it. You take this lot of
And what, like she should have been charged too with something. That's what I'm saying.
I agree. I agree.
All of these people did this, and
The
it's
thing,
like
the thing is, like I said, with a lot of these people, it's easier said than done because it happened so long ago. So a lot of things is outside the statute of limitations. A lot of things. The only thing that they was able to get in statute of limitation was that RICO because that's kind of the workaround. So they did the RICO or the racketeering, and then you got the minors. When you sexually assault minors, there's no statute of limitation, so they was able to get around that. But with these other things, due to it happened so long ago, they hands is like kind of behind their back.
and Lord have mercy, who remembers something that happened 20 years ago? Chi-Town, you here?
I think she left.
She's back. She's.
Uh,
I wonder why we can't hear her.
I'll be on mute. Go out, come back in. I got a bad connection.
Yeah, that's what she got to do. Okay, so Tracy went and filed a complaint against Susan Logan. Is she still
Yeah,
in
with,
business?
with the wrong date. She filed a complaint against someone when she realized her dates was incorrect.
Wow.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you
Yeah,
now.
we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I keep going out. I don't have it on mute or anything.
I'm a bad connection.
Well, I'm at
And
work.
see,
I apologize.
Susan Lyons need to be in jail too.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
believe
Susan
they
Love is
had
like 85 years
enterprise,
old right now. She old as
huh?
hell right now.
I say they had an enterprise within the enterprise. They had the whole enterprise going.
No, R. Kelly was the golden goose,
I,
and
I,
everybody around him figured out ways to make money off of him.
how you feel about Lyndon Weber? You think he was fair?
No, but he was much better than Donnelly.
What you think he did that was unfair?
Oh, first of all, he changed the language twice. The
Well,
jury, now I was down there, Mr. Keller.
no,
The
you talking about
jury
the
was
and the
hanging,
or? You talking about
huh?
the and the or shit?
No, I'm talking about yesterday. The jury was hanging. He
They weren't.
forced them to come with a
They
verdict.
weren't hanging. They didn't know They said they was stuck
But
on
well,
two.
okay, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say
It was
that. But
partial.
he
It was
forced.
partial.
He told them. He did tell them they had to reach a verdict yesterday. How you gonna
He didn't
tell them
say
they
they
had to
had
reach a
to.
verdict yesterday?
No, he didn't say they had to. They was stuck on everything except for two charges, and he said go back. He said go back. Now he changed the language from the indictment. The indictment said and. His juror's instruction said or. So they raised the question and said, okay, do we go with the and or do we go with the or? But the code, when you look up the code, it
Mm-hmm.
says or. It don't
Mm-hmm.
say and. It says or. And the prosecutors brought up the statute and they brought up case law that it should be or. But it was a discrepancy. That's why, because the indictment said one thing and his jury instructions said the other. Now, if he had went with in, if he went with in, R. Kelly may be a free man right now.
And that's why I
If he
think the
did
language
what?
was changed.
If he would have said we're gonna stick with this in, he may
Uh-huh.
be free right now from
Oh
all
wow.
charges. But that or changed everything because with the end they would have to prove all that stuff. With the or, it can be any one of them. It don't have to be all of them. And it was like coercion, enticement, persuading. They would have to prove all that. But with the or, they only got to prove one of them. Only one of them got to exist.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I really feel like I've been in a twilight zone because I just can't wrap my head with half of this stuff that they say that he was doing. It's it's like it's incredible or something. Like,
Well, reality is different.
I don't know how he had the time.
girl, that's what
Well,
I was saying. Like,
well, he took them with him. You know, that's part of the reason why he got the Mann Act charges because he was flying them out where he was at. So you
yeah,
think
they
you
said
think he you think he's not supposed to have sex at all? You think he
Hey,
don't
how you
have
doing?
time to have sex? Is that what you said?
Hold on, I'm sorry, y'all.
Well, yeah, that end, boy, that made all the difference in the world. That goddamn conjunction, that
hey
was huge.
Tan.
That was huge.
Wow. Yeah, there were no winners in this case. I pray for everybody.
Shit, shit. McDavid and Brown won like a motherfucker.
Oh yeah, they won. Yeah,
Shit, they won.
man, I'm
Right, they
telling you.
got
I
not
hope.
guilty on
I hope.
everything. Hey, I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know why Brown was there. I only heard his name a couple of times.
He only had one charge, one count, And he didn't really have to do nothing. Like McDavid and Bozine kind of did all the work for him. His attorney really didn't really have to do no work. He took advantage. He rode the coattail of McDavid, really.
Mhm.
R. Kelly did too. I
Yeah,
think McDavid's attorney did a very good job. I think he was better than Bozine, to be honest with you.
I think when he finished, it didn't leave Bonjean much because he took care of
Well, especially for Brown.
it. He was doing an excellent job. I have to say that he did
He
very
did.
well.
Hell yeah. And
McDavid, I thought they said he switched up on them in the end.
yeah, at the closing, he kind of threw R. Kelly under the bus on his closing. But he kind of inadvertently had to. It was every man for themselves. Shit. Inadvertently, he had to. And then that's when Bozine was yelling mistrial at 2 seconds. Objection, mistrial.
So how you feel about the appeal for Chicago? Because you know it's gonna be appeal.
And of course, it's going to be uphill. I don't think it's going to be winnable. I don't see how you get around these tapes. I don't see it.
They never brought in no expert. You got the defense yelling that the tapes are fake.
I don't remember them saying the tape was fake.
Yeah, they said it.
No, they said it wasn't the same one. They was challenging.
Jennifer said the tapes are fake.
I don't remember saying that. When she
She
said
said
that?
it. I wasn't in court that day. I read it in do you watch Justice for RK?
Man, hell no. They kicked me out. They blocked me.
Oh, see, Justice for RK. If you can't make it, all you do is stay on Instagram watching her. She posting, keeping
They
you posted. It's just like you
blocked
sitting in
me.
the courtroom. And Jennifer said the tapes are fake in her closing.
Well, I didn't read her closing yet, so
She
Yeah,
said they
heard
were
her say.
performance
I
tapes.
didn't hear her say the tapes was fake. I heard her say it was a performance tape, just like the Kardashians. She didn't say it was
Yeah.
fake.
I read. I'm gonna go back to
She
Justice
said
for
it
RK.
was
I read. I'm gonna have to go back and read it exactly but I read the word
well,
fake.
shit. I'm gonna get the transcript probably tomorrow for that. I'm gonna read it.
Yeah.
But
So what I'm saying is, they never brought that's what Judge Lineweber, that's something he did that I think was not fair. He stopped a lot of the defense from bringing in a lot of witnesses just like New York did. They couldn't
I don't
bring in
remember
no
that.
tape expert and all that stuff. Yeah, they had that stuff lined up, but he
No,
stopped
they
that.
had another person that he denied that wanted to speak about his it was a different type of, it wasn't a tape expert. It was a different expert that wanted to speak about his childhood or something. He stopped that.
Okay, I heard them say something about they weren't allowed to bring in nobody to speak on.
They couldn't. They wouldn't bring. He wouldn't bring in Hankerson. They wanted to
Yeah, I
bring
know
in.
about Hank. Right.
They want to bring in Hankerson. They said, well, he said if he's not here today, then
But
he ain't gonna.
Mr. Keller, so I'm talking about on the defense side.
The defense brought
It was several
everybody.
people that Lineweber denied.
The defense brought in everybody they supposed to bring in. Now they had some people that they did have an expert that they wanted to bring in to talk about his childhood. He denied that.
Okay.
He denied that. That was back in the motion of limine before trial even started.
Why did they deny somebody to come in and talk about his childhood?
Because it had nothing to do with his allegations.
But actually it do though. His
How?
childhood is the reason why
Yeah, but
he got issues.
That would be for
he
his
had
sentencing.
trauma.
Okay, that would be more so for his sentence, because if you bring that in, you saying like you will be saying that he did it, but this is why he did it. That's what you'll be saying. So you want to bring a person in like that for his sentencing, so he can get leniency. But
Mm-hmm.
for the verdict, that's not gonna help him, because you admitting that okay, yeah, he did all this shit, but then this is why he did it, because he was got touched as a child and hurt people. So you admitting guilt, and to a certain extent, you just
I
trying to
think
give him an
that route.
excuse of why he did it,
I think that route would have been better.
not for a verdict, not through the trial. For the sentencing, yes. For
Yeah, I
sentencing, when
agree.
you need
I agree with that.
when you need him to be leniency, and you don't want these goddamn 90 years, and you want him to be show some type of leniency, yes, but not for the trial, because you saying that he did this, but this is why he did it. You making an excuse on why he did it,
Right.
so you're already saying he guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So Jane identified. She did. She all. I can't never say that damn word. She authenticated the tape.
Authenticated.
She
Authenticate. Yeah.
authenticated the tapes, because she said, "Yes, this is me on there, and this is him."
Mm-hmm.
So you got the victim saying, "Yes, this is me."
Sonny B. Uh, I don't think Rob should have took the stand.
He don't have nothing to
No,
lose. I think
he
he should
can't
have.
comprehend well enough. They would have tricked him up, and
He ain't-
he would have incriminated himself.
he ain't had nothing to lose.
You think he
But
should
he
have
don't
took
know how to
the stand,
understand the
Kelly?
questions, Mr. Keller. Like,
Tell the truth. You up there, you tell the truth.
I think it would have helped him if he took the stand, but it could have also hurt him.
It
That's
would have
taking a
definitely
big
hurt. I
chance,
ain't gonna
I
lie, it
think.
would have hurt his ass. I just want to see his ass on there. Well, yeah, it definitely would have hurt him big time. But if he would have took the stand, shit, he probably would have been on that motherfucker for a week.
Hey, Sonny B ain't seen you in a while. No, we didn't need him on the stand. He did enough on Gail
On the
King.
Gail King, yeah. Enough for Gail King.
Right,
Hell,
that's what I'm saying.
hell no.
That's what I was saying. He didn't
Because
need to go on there
when
to
he set up and say the parents told me to sold their kids to me. All
yeah.
I mean, I jumped up and I was like,
But let
"Oh
me
my
ask
God,
y'all
I
this.
can't believe
But
he
let me
just
ask y'all
told the
this.
world
Can
he
you
bought kids." Like, what the hell,
right?
man? I
And
just
I was so upset. Like, why did they let him do this interview? But guess what? He was not lying. Everything he said was his truth.
But
yep.
that's okay. If it's the truth, that's a crime.
We have
I
buying
said it's
kids.
his truth. I said it's his truth.
But
Yeah,
okay, but it's a crime though. If it's his truth, that's a crime. That's sex trafficking. Can't buy nobody.
Yeah.
Um. Now you said that before you earlier. You said that you feel like he didn't have time to do all this shit, right? So are you
Yeah,
saying that he?
they say he lived down there, lived in the studio. Well, I know they
Oh,
say stuff was happening in
okay.
the studio.
So are you saying that he don't have time to have sex?
No, no, no.
Uh,
I'm just saying that for him, um, to be, in my opinion, he was a very busy man, and for him to be a bit as busy as he was, like, where did he have time to do all this?
to have sex?
No, it ain't just having sex. They claimed he was doing a lot of. It was a well, I
Having
guess
sex
it
with
is.
minors. Having sex with minors. They recorded. So if you say he ain't had time, you saying that he didn't have time to have sex. He was just having sex with minors.
Well, I ain't gonna say he didn't have time to have sex. How he have time to have all that sex?
because they was right there.
That's what I'm saying. That much sex in
Uh,
the world.
what
Shoot.
what about the jury? How you feel about the jury?
Mm,
They was tainted like New York, or do you feel New York was
no,
tainted?
I actually don't. I honestly don't think so. I think New York was.
Okay, so how
See,
about
this the
Chicago?
difference. In New York, R. Kelly didn't have nothing to do with picking his jury. That
They
right was
said he
taken from
did.
him.
They said he did.
No, he did not.
Well,
No, he did
uh,
not. And in this trial, him and his defense picked the jury. I saw it was, you know, women, men, black, white. It looked to be, balanced off. You know what I'm saying? Not all black, not all white. All of them did look to be middle age. Well, no, I think it was a guy that he didn't look
it was a
middle age.
good mix. It was a good mix.
Yeah, I think it was a good mix. I'm not gonna get down on the jury. New York jury, I believe, was tainted, but I don't believe that was Chicago. I think Chicago trial was much more fair than the New York trial.
Uh,
Lineweber allowed the defense to get down in the courtroom and do their thing. In New York they couldn't do that.
yeah, he was
All them
overruling a lot of
sidebars
shit.
and yeah, it was a lot of stuff couldn't go down. It was like the judge acted as a prosecutor in the New York trial.
Well, Leonard Weather needed. He was on a time restraint. He only had that courtroom for so long, and he was trying to hurry up and get everything done. I think
Yeah,
within
and
4
I
weeks.
didn't like that either. This man life, and it got to be rushed. You know, but
Well, him rushing
that's
kind of
that's
helped
our
him.
system. That's our
Him
judicial system.
him him rushing everything actually helped him because if Hankerson would have got on that stand, I think the conspiracy would have been a different outcome because they blame everything on Hankerson. So if
Mm-hmm.
Hankerson get up there and refute what they saying, it could have been a different outcome. The problem is when McDavid get up there and said stop saying all that stuff, they didn't have nobody on there to refute what he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
So if Hankerson get up there and refute it, right? So them rushing worked in his favor.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, they didn't have anybody that was able to speak up for Rob neither.
McDavid did when he first got on the stand. He did. He was like almost a character witness for him.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm about to get up off of here.
Yeah, me
But
too.
everybody next week need to check out
All
me.
I can say is, you know,
So, Mr. Kepler,
it's
what's
great.
your thoughts? I came in late. I mean,
About
like,
what?
how you feel about the verdict? I mean, you think it's fair?
I think it was fair. I will have liked McDavid to go down too, but I honestly believe that the government didn't prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt with him. I believe their evidence was a lot stronger with R. Kelly uh,
Mm-hmm.
and not his co-defendants. I think the government dropped the ball. I think they should have had more people on the stand. I don't know what happened with Brittany, uh, uh, but Brittany never testified, and there's no way you can get to charge somebody and the victim don't even get on the stand. They saw how that shit worked out in '08 when Rashana didn't take the stand. So Brittany didn't take the stand. They lost that one. I always said, Miss April, tell you this that Tracy, I didn't think that her charge was going to stick because her dates was all over the place, and I
Mm-hmm.
believe Susan Lawkins fucked that up. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I think it was fair. I think it was fair.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, they was fair 'cause he only got charged with 6 of the 13 counts. Thank God.
But even before the verdict, I said that he's not going to get charged and everything.
Hmm.
And Miss April will tell you that.
Well, generally you don't. What the judicial system generally do is they going to overcharge
Well, he got
because they
charged
want
that
as
thing in New
many
York.
to stick as possible. You know what I'm saying? But generally, when you get down to the nitty gritty, you may lose a lot of
I don't think it was overcharged. I don't see if it was overcharged. I just think that they dropped the ball. Uh,
them.
I think they dropped the ball, especially with this conspiracy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said,
Now, do you think Line Web, far as sentencing, how do you think Line Weber
well,
gonna
they say they
hit him?
call
You
him
think
the
he gonna
lifer.
be lenient or he gonna
They
slam?
they call him the lifer, and he
Right.
the
I
one who
know he has
sentenced
a
Larry
reputation.
Hoover. He was sentenced Larry Hoover.
Right.
And deny the same, and also the same one that deny his
Appeal.
was it the appeal? No, it was the First Step Act. Remember, Trump signed that
Yeah.
shit with the First Step Act.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So he was up for he was eligible for the First Step Act, and he denied that shit. So he's very
Mm-hmm.
strict. He's very strict. So
Right.
he's a like I said, R. Kelly is now a felon. He have prior convictions now. So he's going to
Mm.
be sentenced on a higher scale.
Exactly. Right.
So shit, it's going to be interesting.
It's just too much for me.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. 'Cause it
Yeah.
What
It's
made you
like,
shed a tear? What made you shed some tears?
huh?
What made you shed some tears?
Um. I just feel like even though nobody will agree with me, I just feel like it's an overkill. That's how I feel. Like he was sentenced to 30 years. Leave him the fuck alone.
Do you
That's
think he
it.
did
That's how I
anything
feel.
wrong? Or you think he's innocent in all this?
No, I never thought he was 100% innocent. Look, I'm from
So you
Chicago.
just think it's
I
just too
know what
much?
happened back in the day.
So
Okay,
you
I
just
ain't
said
never denied that. What I do think is that he made he did everything in his power to correct it. He got shots to control his sex drive. He started checking IDs and all of that. I'm the type of person I'm gonna give credit when it's due. I'm not gonna keep tearing you down. I know you got a problem. You can't help the fact that you got a problem. Okay,
well,
it's
this
learned
case wasn't
behavior
really
for
about
one,
this
huh?
case. This case wasn't really about you know what happened recently. This is what happened back in the
I know.
90s.
This is about the past.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna go there. I don't like the fact that we bringing something up 25 years later.
The statute of limitation ain't no hoe. Statute of limitations is a bitch.
But they changed them.
They changed it.
You know that,
They
right?
did.
They
They changed
changed
it.
them to do
They
this.
changed it. So they changed it. He got indicted 2 years later. Now I wouldn't say he
Right.
got indicted, but as soon as they changed it, that's when you start hearing the sex code stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I think
Look,
that
they
if
changed it to get him. It
I
was
think if
changed on
he
purpose to get him.
I, I think if he would have sent Joy and Ass home when they first started making noise, he
Hmm.
wouldn't be in this position right now.
Yeah, he should have
Because
did like Russell Simmons. I'd have been
he, he,
ghost.
he didn't have to do that. He could just let them go because they started making noise. They started making a
Hmm.
lot of noise. And next thing you know, Surviving R. Kelly happened. And it just went downhill from there.
Hmm.
But you should have sent them girls home a long time ago. You got arrogant.
Hmm.
Why you know, they can't see their damn family. And that's one thing you say, okay, I don't get along with my parents. What that got to do with everybody else? What about your sisters? Why are you keeping them from talking to your sisters and your grandma and your everybody else in your extended family?
well, Joy will probably never go home to her parents the way
I,
they did her, telling the world
I
her
think when
business.
the time is right, she's going home. It's just the time is not
But
there
y'all
yet.
know what? I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna remove myself from being a supporter. If I was Joy, I wouldn't go home either. Yo, my
Wait. You said you're gonna
listen.
remove
Let me just
yourself
say
from
this.
being a
Let me
supporter?
say this, Mr. Keller. This ain't got nothing to do with Robert. My parents got on I'm gonna say national TV instead of all this social media, blah, blah, on national TV, telling people that I done had threesomes, I got herpes. I mean, the
Mm,
things they did to their child to humiliate her and assassinate her character from her own parents. Like,
right.
I could not imagine my parents doing that to me. I can't imagine myself doing that to my children.
Well, I agree that that was wrong, but I also understand that when you trying to do things and it's not working, you tend to do anything. I mean, I can't say what I would do and won't do if I'm in their situation. In hindsight, they did realize that it was terrible, but in that moment, they was trying to awareness. They was trying to do a good thing in a terrible way. But when you're in that predicament, there's no rule book on what to do, what not to do.
Hmm. Well,
And
I
some of
mean,
those things make
that's
me
just my thoughts
absolutely
on
terrible.
them. Like,
Yeah,
that was too much. It ain't even about was done to R. Kelly. I'm just saying, for me, if my parents did that to me, I'm gone. They can cancel Christmas,
But you
and I'm
said
sure if I did it to my kids, it'll be the same.
you said
You
you're
don't
gonna
exploit
remove
your
yourself
children
as a
like that,
supporter.
huh?
You said you're gonna remove yourself as a supporter.
No, 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 no. I said
Oh,
if I was Joy, if I was
oh,
Joy,
okay. I'm like, I hear
and
that right.
I would have to remove myself from my parents. I have to get away from them. I mean, that's something I couldn't come back from.
Mm, I mean, I'm looking at everything in its totality. I mean, at this point, she haven't talked to them for years.
I mean,
You know,
now in due time, it's something that I may be able to get over in some
time heal
years.
all wounds.
It's gonna take me about 3, 4, 5 years to get over it.
Yeah,
But once
time
I
heal
get
all
over it,
wounds.
huh?
Time heal all wounds.
Oh yeah, right. And then that is her parents. Like, can't never take that away. So yeah, I believe she probably will eventually go back and talk to him or whatever. But I'm just saying, if I understand Joy's stance. That's what I'm saying. I understand her stance. Because I would probably stay away from my parents too after you humiliated me in front of the world.
exactly. I wouldn't have nothing to say to my parents.
And
Yeah.
you trying to humiliate Rob, but you humiliate me.
Inadvertently.
Right. Now, just like remember the time they had a video, y'all saw it was surfacing everywhere. She had went home. I don't know if
Intermission. I
she
mean,
went home from college or
intervention.
whatever, and they was questioning her.
Right.
They secretly videotaping her. That wasn't right. How many women did you sleep with? Kelly made you sleep with. And I like, why you, Tim and Jonathan, why did you want to do that to your daughter?
Well, I think, like I said, we don't know what we would do and won't do if we're in a situation like that.
Well, I know what I
Yeah.
won't do. I'm not gonna ever tell nobody my daughter got a sexually transmitted disease. Never.
Well, they was trying to
And I don't care
expose
if she
him.
got AIDS, herpes, whatever. I'm not finna get on national TV and tell it.
They was trying to expose him and inadvertently,
Exact.
telling
That's
her
what I'm
business.
saying. Doing too much. I'm not. If I have to make my daughter look bad, I'm going to choose another route. Period.
But people do that all the
Well,
time. Even
honestly, I'm just different. I wouldn't have been doing all of that. Period. I'm going up in your crib and get mine. That's what me and my
Right.
husband was
Thank
gonna
you.
do. We was kicking the dough in and going to get ours. Fuck a media.
you
All
you
of
ain't
that won't
going to
even go come into
you
play.
ain't going in no Trump Towers to get nothing. You know that. If Trump Towers is Fort Knox.
I'll catch up with him. I'll be stalking. I'll catch him coming in and out.
I remember doing the George Floyd shit.
Hmm.
They let up all the goddamn bridges just to protect Trump Tower.
Yeah, I
Sure
remember
did.
that.
I was
They
Yeah.
let
down
all
there.
them damn bridges up just so they can't get to goddamn Trump Towers.
Yep, I remember that.
I think
Hmm.
I think
But
Miss
look,
April was
they
on the
they
damn
ain't they
bridge when
ain't
they were
just
trying to
locked
let
up
it
in
up.
there. They got to come outside at some time. I'll be right out there waiting.
Hey, Miss April, were you on the bridge when they was trying to let it up?
Yep, I sure did. I got out of there. The Boski never got caught on that other side. Yep, I was down there protesting. Sure was. And by the time I caught the train back home from Chicago to Joliet, shoot, man, they had tore up Chicago.
Man,
Hmm.
I saw Chi-Town fighters in the damn dispensary stealing the shit.
Oh, you ain't saw me
I
stealing now,
saw your
Mister
ass on TV
Kelly. No,
breaking
you did.
windows of the dispensary. I saw Miss April at Walmart stealing TVs and shit.
No, I was mad because
But
I would
y'all,
have
but
been in
but do
Evans
y'all know
trying to
that
get me
it was
a
proven?
Newport
Do,
coat.
do y'all know it was proven that nobody that resided in Chicago kicked that off? It was people from other states came here and did that.
Uh,
Yeah.
No, we participated once it got kicked off, Mr. Keller, but we did not
that's
start
what
it.
I was gonna say.
That's what happened. I'm getting ready to tell you what happened. People they came in from what state was, I forgot the states. They named the states. The police did the press release on it.
Oh
They
yeah,
came in from
the
other states
people did come from
in
out of
party
town.
buses. They came in party buses and started the rioting. Then the residents of Chicago joined in with them, but the residents
you,
of Chicago didn't start this shit.
you know it
That's
didn't really
why
get crazy.
that's why
It,
party buses weren't allowed downtown for a long time. You couldn't go nowhere near downtown and the party bus at my line, Mama D. Remember when we was doing the
Yeah,
protests and getting the party
yeah.
buses? We couldn't
Uh-huh.
we had to walk away from downtown, out of the downtown area
Yeah.
but
for the
it was
party bus.
really it really didn't get crazy until they let them bridges up because everybody was all in one spot. And then when they let them bridges up, they just dispersed everywhere, and the police couldn't contain them. Police couldn't do shit. They just had to
Hmm.
let it happen.
Right.
Yeah, well, I done did my crying,
You
and
shed some tears today, Miss April.
yes, I sure did. I
What made you?
cried
What
like a
made you?
baby.
What made you shed some? What made you shed some tears?
Just, just thinking, like being found guilty, more years that was getting ready to be added on to an already 30-year sentence. Yeah,
So you think the
Mr.
Illinois
Kelly,
shouldn't
you
have
know
happened?
what it is for me? I always reflect back to his childhood. And when I think about the little black boy that was being abused,
nobody
when I
protected
when I
him.
think about he had nowhere to turn to, nobody to help him, and I think about as he grew up to be an adult, got around the wrong people that led him to believe that these actions were normal. You know, when I think about all this stuff, it's heartbreaking because
And,
then I look
yep,
and see the
I
whole
do.
world is against this one man. Nobody but this one man. Nobody understand his disabilities. Nobody understand um the things he been through. It's easy to say hurt people. But
So if he thought it was normal, why he
I beg
deny
to
it?
differ, Mr. Keller, and I'm gonna tell you why. I don't think Mr. Keller, I mean Mr. Mr. Kelly really hurt anybody. He was good to those women. All them women got on the stand and say they still
Yeah,
love the man.
well,
All
no,
the
no, no,
women that
no,
loved
because he
him
was
came
beating
back.
their ass. Nope, he was beating their ass. They had video in the New York trial.
Of Lisa Van Allen because she stole his shit.
Not just Lisa Van Allen. Uh, what's her name? The little light skinned white girl that's being wilding out.
Heather, Hailey, Haley, or something.
Yeah, her too. Uh, uh, Asriel, the bus driver,
Okay,
Terrence.
well just okay, bad boyfriend. How many bad boyfriends you know went to jail?
No. So you say he's good to him, though. You say he's good to him. So I'm just saying,
Well,
no.
I say okay.
I
I didn't know about
put it
no
this way: if he
physical
wasn't
abuse,
whooping
and I don't even
their
know
ass,
if I can believe it.
if he wasn't whooping their ass and being so abusive to him and was just having sex with him, he probably wouldn't have had no damn lawsuits. It was the abusive shit that made them finally say, "Fuck this shit, I'm out."
But was it proven that he was whooping their ass?
It was on
Because
tape.
I heard spankings.
It
When
was
you
on
now
tape.
see, I'm different. When I hear somebody saying he spanked me or we got spankings, I'm thinking sexually. I'm thinking role play in
No,
the
no
bedroom.
damn. It wasn't no. They weren't having sex when he was doing this shit.
Okay, well, what grown person say I got spankings?
Okay, they wasn't having. It was just on tape. They got tape for this shit. They played it in New York.
Well, I didn't see them tapes. I mean, I missed out. Well, you know, they ain't let us see that or hear it.
Yeah, they played it. They played it.
Well, I was outside then. I missed that.
What's going on with Debo? What's any updates?
I know you ain't asking me about him. I don't know shit
Oh
about that
shit!
man.
I thought you keep up with his motherfucking trial.
Shit, you not with no Debo, I don't. So glad that I ain't
Yeah,
heard that man voice in so long. Thank you, Jesus.
Well, you was at his trial. I mean, his hearing or whatever the fuck that was.
I was at Lolo hearing, not Debo hearing.
Well, he okay. All right, I get you. I got you.
I was supporting Daddy Lolo
I got you.
and end up getting a charge on my own ass.
What?
Oh,
I did
you
not
didn't
know that.
know? The sheriffs
I did
came
not.
and served me. He said put charges on me. Guess what he put on there? That I look like a bulldog and he's scared of me.
what?
Y'all didn't know?
I
Yeah.
didn't know
When
that.
he listen, when Lolo won the little case between him and Debo, that following week, I got served by the sheriff.
You know
Said
you was
he was afraid for his life
stalking his ass. though.
because I look like a bulldog.
You know you was stalking his ass though. I heard
Hey,
your ass singing
MG,
it and everything.
MG,
I
Scared
want
to
to
MG.
come
see that
outside.
nigga. He was scared.
MG.
But look. So I get the charges. So I go to court. I think our court date was July the 9th, if I'm not mistaken. He was in jail.
And
So the judge say, well, the plaintiff isn't here. I say, oh, Your Honor, he's incarcerated by I say he's incarcerated by the federal. I forgot how I worded it, but I say he's incarcerated for intimidating or threatening federal
federal
prosecution. She
government.
said, oh
Right.
my. I say, yeah. And this right here is bull crap. She said, we're just gonna she threw it out. Threw it out. But I
Yeah.
Hey,
made sure it was on the record. I made
MGGTG.
sure it got on the record that he was incarcerated for threatening federal prosecutors. It's on the record. It's in the transcripts.
You know what? And for that reason, because I knew it was friction between y'all, so for that reason, I thought that you'll be following his dockets.
No, I don't give a fuck about that man. I don't want to follow him. That's what I be saying. Like, I'm different. If I don't like a person, I'm not gonna go listen to his channel. I'm not gonna be trying to see what's going on with him because I don't give a fuck. I don't even want to know. Long as that nigga ain't hollering shot town and fucking with my family, let him be. That's how I feel about it.
Okay, so was you down there when the incident happened with Sylvia?
No. Did I go down there that day? No, I was going to say I went down there, but I missed it. No, I went down there that day.
Okay. I
But I had
feel that's
heard
some
about it.
bullshit.
I had heard about events that was transpiring prior to that down there. Like a few days prior to that, Hollywood pushed her and called her a bitch. So Hollywood was down there fucking with the lady.
For
Just
what?
like in New York, she was
Why
fucking with.
y'all? Okay, why? Okay, this is what I don't understand. I think y'all would be so much powerful. Like we got everybody, all y'all for the same cause for R. Kelly that don't get along.
Well, because everybody is not for R. Kelly, Mr. Kelly.
I mean,
A lot of
Debo is
these
for R.
people is
Kelly.
for clicks and views, building channels. You know what I'm saying? It's they have to use R. Kelly name because that's the hot topic right now. That's how they building their channels. That's how they getting you get so many subscribers, so many views, you start getting paid off that shit. Then,
Oh, let me
in my
put my
opinion,
cash app up.
Hollywood got
No,
jealous. In my
I
opinion,
just
Hollywood
put
got
my
jealous
cash
because
app up.
she couldn't cover the whole trial. She couldn't afford to come to Chicago and stay to cover the whole trial. And Sylvia's supporters supported her.
Uh,
Yeah.
Sylvia covered the entire trial.
So
I
is
think
dope.
Hollywood was jealous of that.
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't
Mr.
see.
Kelly,
I
you
just
know
don't
what? You
see
would never understand women,
Sylvia
especially
doing that.
Mexicans.
I don't see Sylvia doing that. None of that
She
stuff.
didn't.
It just don't fit her character. Okay.
First of all, Sylvia was staying. I want to believe she was staying north. Hollywood claimed the incident happened literally right by my house. Sylvia don't even know how to get that way. You see what I'm saying? Sylvia was on her live when she claimed it happened.
Well, I
She
think
just lied. She got that shit from Dubosky. Just like he lied on me.
if it is a false report, then that shit will work its way out, and maybe Hollywood will get some time. Shit. Me personally, I just don't see Sylvia doing that. It's not in her character.
Let me tell you how simple this is. Sylvia said they doing an investigation. So you know what they doing? They ain't doing nothing but checking Sylvia's phone to see was she in that area on that date and time? Which is gonna say no, which means Hollywood lied and she carrying her motherfucking ass to jail.
Wait. They was there. She was in court. Both of them was in court on
No,
that date and time.
no, that ain't what I said, Mr. Kelly. I said
And what area? What area are you talking about?
Hollywood said that Sylvia the night before.
Oh, this happened the night before.
She said the night before she was in the hundreds
Are you
and
wait,
she
wait,
saw
wait, wait, wait,
Sylvia.
wait, 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 wait. She said Sylvia was on the south side?
Yes, out in the hundreds.
Hell no.
Sylvia don't even know how to get to no fucking south side. What I'm trying to tell you,
She
she
wouldn't
don't
be
know
out
how to
there.
get around Chicago.
She wouldn't be out there if she knew how to get there. Shit.
I believe it's Ardell Gardens to be exact. So now Sylvia came out to the hundreds, saw Hollywood, slapped her and pushed her down. The next day, Hollywood gets to court and she called the police because she filed the police report that night. She called the police and say, I see the person that assaulted me. So they came and arrested Sylvia.
Hell no.
So none of this took place at the courthouse except for the arrest. The incident supposed to took place the night before at a party or
Okay.
some shit, I think she said. They was at a party or something. I don't know if she said a party, but I heard different stories. One of the stories was she was out at a party and saw
Oh,
Sylvia.
wait. You hearing? So is this hearsay?
No. I said I heard a couple of different stories. The true story is that Sylvia saw Hollywood in the hundreds and pushed her down, slapped her and pushed her down. Now the added on stories is that they supposed was at a party together. You know, that's them the added ons. That's the hearsay.
Wow.
Mm, well, shit, we'll see. I just feel like it's just not a Sylvia character. But I
No,
don't.
it's
At
not.
the same time, I understand that Hollywood Next know that filing a fake report is illegal. So I don't know. I'm kind of confused because I don't know. I don't know. Shit. I need to read that report.
Well, it's not gonna be hard to find out if Sylvia is innocent or guilty. You know your phone. You see all these towers. Wherever you go, they can tell. How you think they solving murders now? By your cell phone. They can tell if you've been in that area because it's gonna ping off that tower in that area,
Right.
and they gonna see Sylvia ain't been nowhere near that area. And as a matter of fact, at that time, Sylvia was on her live.
You want to recap or some transcripts or some shit?
I know she was talking about the case, but when she's supposed to have been attacking Hollywood, according to Hollywood, Sylvia was on her live.
I remember that. He was on live late.
So she straight out lied. It must be already half proven because now it done
That's
turned for the
alibi
good of
right there. If she's on live,
They
that's
done
her
opened up
alibi.
investigation.
And this R.
So
Kelly
Sylvia
shit,
probably showed them her live. Say, look, this the time I was on my live.
and
How was
that's
I
why,
attacking her if I'm right here?
and that's why I just don't understand. You know, like supposedly Hollywood Next is for R. Kelly, Sylvia is for R. Kelly, Debo, Dana, all y'all for R. Kelly. I think y'all would be so much powerful.
But Keller, this is what you're not getting. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why Debo and DJ fell out. Debo was running
I
around
mean, I
here
don't
acting
even
like
care.
he was
I don't
doing
even care
everything
about
he by
that.
himself. He
I don't
boasting
even
and
care.
bragging. I did this. I did them my protests. I did. DJ say, hold up, dude. You ain't do that shit by yourself. We all did that shit, which was truth.
I don't
Debo
like
couldn't
neither
take
one
the
of them,
truth.
so I don't even care about it. To be honest with
No,
you, I don't like neither one of them.
you're missing my point. My point is, all of them fall out with each other over clout. Hollywood mad because she couldn't afford to bring her ass up here and cover this trial, and Sylvia could. Just like Debo, and I'm telling you, that's why they beefing and falling out. They jealous of each other. They jealous of each other platforms. They jealous of if one of them getting cash apps. Let me tell you what Debo did. Debo built his channel off of DJ. We was all with DJ. All of us was with DJ.
I remember Debo was to call in. He was always call into his shit.
Listen, let me tell you, Mr. Keller. DJ told all of us, go over there and subscribe to my boy Deboski
I
Gun channel.
remember that. I remember that.
We all went over there. Okay.
I
What
remember. Hold
Debo
on. Check
did.
this out. Check this out. I
Mm-hmm.
remember calling Debo, and we got in discussion. You know, got to debating about some shit. And I remember you cussing me out on his behalf.
I used to ride with Debo.
Yeah.
I used to, and I still ride with DJ, but I used to ride with Debo. We fell out. I'm trying to explain it to you. You won't let me. We fell out because Debo and DJ got into it, because of DJ went on his live and said this ain't no one man thing. We all did this. You didn't do that by yourself. Debo got mad. Fuck your mama. Blah 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 blah. I called Debo. I say, Debo, I've tried to smooth things over. I said, but I leave the mama thing out of it. That's doing too much. That's the only thing I know gonna hurt him. I said, well, you said it, so you ain't got to say it no more. You know. He said, okay. Next day, get on the line. Fuck your mama in her ass. I said, oh hell no, I'm gone.
Damn.
Yeah,
God
I said I'm
damn.
gone. Right now, on top of that, he done already got into it with Trevin because he wanted Trevin to give. He gonna say he thought One Papoose liked Trevin, but that's not true. I don't know that to be true. So he assumed, I know you got some text messages in your phone. I know you got some text messages from her. Give them to me. Give them to me. He ready to go live. He trying to drag One Papoose. Trevor saying, man, I don't have nothing in my phone. I don't. Man, fuck you, nigga. You motherfucking South Carolina ass nigga. I kill all of y'all. He just went on one. Talking about what he gonna do to everybody. He got the naming folks, all kind of shit. So we all just left. Just left. So he sent us a message on his little private thing he got saying if he see any of us in anybody chat, it's gonna be a problem. Now, that's where he fucked up at. You don't tell me what to do, nigga. So now I'm over in 312 chat. He see me in the chat, he get mad and he goes live. That's when he was standing in Janet apartment with them drawers on, acting a fool. Telling lies on me and my husband. That's how the beef started with me and him. The next day I went live on Trent channel and aired his ass out. You don't remember that?
I don't remember that.
Well, okay, and then
I didn't
he
even know
just
Trent
wouldn't
had a
stop.
channel.
Right, he just wouldn't stop. Every day he going live, throwing my name, throwing my name, throwing my name. Just was beefing for 2 years. That shit went on for 2 years.
Only thing last I remember when you was outside in the cold
That nigga wouldn't come
for
outside. I
hours.
got to see. This is the thing, Mr. Keller. This is facts. A lot of these people on this YouTube, I call them internet gangsters or keyboard gangsters. They get on this YouTube, they talk so much shit, they type so much shit. Oh, they big bad wolves on this internet. But when you see them in their face, they pussies. Straight up pussies. Ain't gonna bust a grape in Welch's backyard. And that's fact.
Well, I wasn't trying to get so deep in this, man. I was just really just asking if you saw the documentary.
I
This,
mean, I'm
this,
just
to
telling
set
you
you,
the truth.
this is
See,
set you
the
off.
thing is, everybody on here want to control everybody on here. You can't control these people grown. In my case, I'm married. What I look like, Debo, how the fuck, what do that look like, Mr. Keller? Me taking orders from this nigga and I got a husband. How you think my husband gonna feel about that?
Right.
This nigga thought he could control me like I was one of these bitches he was fucking. He was fucking all of them. They was flying in the fuck. He did everything they accused R. Kelly of doing. He did that shit.
You got the man that.
For real, for real. For real. For real.
Miss April, you still up?
She gone to
Yeah,
sleep.
yeah, sent her to sleep. God damn it. She dozed off.
I will. I'm at work, so I'm up all night, but I'm gonna go
Hell
and
no.
let you go. I know you was trying to get off until I start asking you questions.
Yeah, you went all the way in the deep end. I was just
That's
asking
because you asking me questions. I'm just answering your questions.
about.
I'm just answering your questions. That's all.
Hell no. But yeah, I'm about to go and get off. It's 3 in the morning, and
Okay. Well,
I
have a
don't know
good
what
night,
Miss
Mr.
April gonna
Keller,
do.
and
I'm gonna
talk to you
call her see if
soon.
I can wake her up. All right.
Okay. Okay. Bye bye.
Well, I'm going to sleep. Miss April sleep. Uh, I tried to call her. She didn't pick up. Sonny B, oh, chill out, man. Don't get in that. I see you, Sonny B, but Shot-Town, go leave that alone, man. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. But I'm out this mug. I'm gonna try to call her again.
Mm.